This is where we do the intro, Mark.
Hold on, I got my hat funky.
Oh, this is my video. What's up, Internet? Big J with Big J's Extreme Fitness with my man, Marc Lobliner.
Yep, standing at TFHQ in Loveland, Ohio. And we got some questions on Big J's Instagram.
This is the Q&A that you guys asked for, or told you to go leave questions on our Instagram. So here we go. Going to shotgun them real quick.
What is the optimal split in terms of frequency and training?
There's really no optimal split. That's my first response. But it depends on what your goals are, too. If you're an athlete, if you're a bodybuilder, competitor, a powerlifter. So, I mean, you're the Exo guy. You tell us.
Honestly, what Exos does, they have 4 days a week training. You do it's usually, they start with upper body. So it goes upper, lower, regen. A regen day is a recovery day. You do foam rolling, like cardio, maybe go on a nice little walk with your dog, whatever. Yeah. Okay, so then Thursday, you do upper, Friday you do lower, but they do a medium, high, low, medium, high, low, off. So it's a 4 day a week training, and that's for athletes, but athletes also have practice and this is their training. For bodybuilders, judging, it depends on your ability to recover, but for me, I like 6 days. Some people who have very busy jobs, let's say construction workers or people for powerlifting, they might only want 3 to 4 days. It just depends. There's no one size fits all.
There's no real answer. And I've actually, in the 34th year of training, I've changed my program every couple of years.
I'm usually a 6 day a week guy, but that's just because training, I enjoy it. But I could probably get it done in 4 to 5. And if you look at Dorian, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, 4 days a week.
30 minutes in a gym, in and out. Man.
Yep, exactly. Pine test. I think that answers it. Basically, try it out, see what works best for you. I'm a volume guy. I like 6 days a week. For hypertrophy, I like 5 to 6 days a week. But if you're a power lifter, I don't think you want 6 days a week.
No, you definitely don't want 6 days a week.
No, you die. Okay, this comes from Big Dawes 14.
Big Dawes
14. The first one was from Josh Bridgman. So we want to give a shout. We want to let you all know we love you. You're more than just a number to me and Big J. Exactly. We love
like our very close friends.
Yes. What exercises are best for increasing speed for soccer, football, and baseball athletes?
This is you again.
Well, I mean, Big J is you got squats, deadlifts, anything to increase explosion, cleans, jerks, snatch. I love snatch.
But what was the question again?
How do you increase speed for soccer, football, and baseball athletes? And then running mechanics. You know, I like to do wall drills where you just work on your form, the 45-degree angle. And there's different types of speed. Now, for soccer, football, and baseball, you're looking at more acceleration versus absolute speed. Acceleration is 45-degree angle, dorsiflexion in the foot, and this you work on that knee kick. So I do something called wall drills, which obviously I can't fucking show you here. But there's a lot of different ways.
Such a fancy answer.
Yeah, but the thing
I'm
is,
glad he's here.
That would take its own video. For acceleration training, you have anything from rope training, you have anything from wall drills, you have anything from get up and go acceleration techniques. You have a lot of things. I love plyos because at the end of the day, if you're doing one-legged hops, you're absolutely working those muscles and the form that you require for acceleration as well as absolute speed. But for those sports, you're looking at acceleration, which is basically the first 5 to 10 yards.
And here's 3 real quick answers for you. This is layman terms. First and foremost, you want to get better at something, you got to practice at it. Okay? You want to get better at running, you can't squat to get better at running.
It'll give you the foundation at the
power. It definitely will. Second, and one of the most important answers is you can go to any college. Both my daughters went to college. Yeah. You can go to their programs and download some of their programs to teach you how to get faster, how to get better in your jumps, etc. Yeah. And the third most important, I forgot. So let's move on.
Well, honestly, I have some videos. I have an acceleration training video on my channel.
We'll put that in the description box.
Or you can just search it, man. Just search. It's Google. YouTube's owned by Google. They can find it. Just put acceleration training, pillar prep, Lobliner, or something like that. It'll come up. All right.
Pillar Lobliner?
Oh, yeah. That'll come up weird. B. Gutierrez with 3 Z's. What is your opinions on the men's physique division? He looks like a men's physique guy. He's a good-looking kid.
Yeah, he's a competitor.
I mean, I think I'm kind of impressed. Look at this guy shredded, dude.
Tiny waist,
this guy is shredded. Look at that. Wow.
My opinion on it, I think first, my response would be, I think all organizations needed to add it to keep bodybuilding alive.
Bodybuilding's dead.
Yeah, bodybuilding is actually...
Not dead, it's just on life support.
For sure. And, there are freaks out there that are still going to compete, whether bodybuilding is a sport or not. But physique needed to be added for several reasons. It's attainable for any person to actually compete in that division. You can definitely do it without drugs. There's a lot of people that do it, natural. And again, the schedule of getting it into the household name. So getting a physique, I think it's great that it's been added.
I think it's helped save the sport and bring more money into it, which, like, oh, it's all about money. Well, yeah, you can't run a business without money.
Absolutely.
So like people are like, Big J, Mark, you're always selling stuff. No, we sell stuff occasionally. Mine's like every 1 out of 6 to 8 videos. But at the end of the day, that's how I pay my bills. It's like if you're a, if you work for Ford and you really love your car, aren't you going to tell people to buy a Ford?
Yeah, you wouldn't drive a Chevy.
Yeah, exactly. If
you might, but...
Yeah, it depends. I mean, the new Chevys are kind of nice.
Yeah.
All right, so from Seed Stores Fitness. Seeds to Trees Fitness. It was all one word. I can't.
You're the smarter one, too. Come on, get this right.
I wouldn't go that far. All right. Can you two individually break down the business ventures you have and how you started? This is a long answer, but Big J, you've just been hustling your whole life.
Yeah. I spent 10 years in the military. Before that, I was actually a mechanic, and I did want to become a mechanic, and I actually owned a four-wheel drive shop for a while I was in the military. But after I got out, the main thing I wanted to do was work in the enforcement field of law and still work for private contracts and military and et cetera. But I did open up a gym 23 years ago. It's still open to this day. And have a supplement line. I have a supplement line that's sold here at Tiger Fitness, as well as some property management. So everybody has to live somewhere, so there's really good money in real estate. Owning a gym, everybody wants to work out somehow. You know, marketing that has been a really tough deal nowadays because my gym is a really hardcore gym. I don't have all the extra CrossFit stuff and the machines and whatnot. But again, 23 years, it pays pennies, but hey, it's still open.
Hey, it's a gym.
And you got to be married to your business. You can't
it's not a 9 to 5.
anything. If you own a business, you have to be married to it.
I sleep right here 90% of my life, right in this couch. I fold out into a bed.
Yeah.
That's what it takes for me. And the other part of my life, I'm either at home for a couple days or on the road. For me, you know, I was fortunate enough when I got out of college, I was working really hard to get through college, 40 to 60 hours a week in addition to college. Got out, started working at Weeder Publications. That progressed into starting Instone with Sylvester Stone and a couple other investors. Then I moved on, I started Scivation. Now I'm here. I mean, I go on for days. What it took, honestly, it's a hip hop song, man. I've been grinding my whole life. As soon as I was old enough to get a job, I got a job. My mom, before she had drug problems, she owned a cookie store. I worked there. I haven't worked less than 40 hours a week probably since I was 14 years old. And that's what it takes. You just got to grind.
That's right. You can't, and let me ask you this or tell you this. People that see what we do, and this is definitely different than a lot of the YouTubers out there. I mean, we actually own very lucrative businesses. You cannot go from working at a whatever store 9 to 5 and expect, okay, I'm gonna do what Mark and Big J does, and I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna go out there and put my life on the line. And put my
life grinding.
Yeah, it's you cannot just stop the 9 to 5 and jump into it. Don't quit your day job if you're gonna start a business.
Yeah, I
slowly work into it.
You know, I have about probably 10 entities total under myself. I have a couple partnerships, a couple of sole proprietorships. You know, at the end of the day, I've diversified my portfolio where, you know, I want my kids to have all they want. Same with Jay. Even the kids I don't know who they are. I just don't pay attention to them. So, you know, the ones we kind of had overseas. But yeah, it is what it is. So honestly, we go on for hours about this, but the thing we both have in common is, you know, he was doing the hay stuff, working on a farm. It's the grind.
Yeah.
You know, you shouldn't have any downtime. That's what it takes to be successful, in my opinion. That whole like live to work, don't work to live, or whatever, work to live, don't live to work. Fuck that. If you love what you do, it's part of who you are. I don't know what I'd do without this.
I don't know if I could go to work for somebody for a 9 to 5. I think I'd be bored because there'd be so many ideas floating around in my head. Well, how I can make that better.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's why I did it myself, because I did make it better. Ben Mercer 5. How long can you stay on test before shut down forever? Well, I don't say forever is a long term. The body usually rebounds.
It will.
But, you know, from what I've seen, literally like 1 injection, you'll probably be fine. 2 to 3 is when you start shutting stuff down. I think after about the 4th week of injections, I think you're at that point where you're going to need some PCT to get back to where you were.
Absolutely.
But you're not going to get any results. And also, my whole theory has always been, Jay, and I know people don't agree with this, is like if you're not willing to make being on a part of your life, like literally staying on TRT or some form,
then don't
a lot of people just lose all their gains. And you know, and also people get on too early. Like I'm being dead real here. Like I'm on replacement, you know, testosterone, and I've been for a long time. But I've been training for, you know, over 20 years. So the thing people do is they'll get on really fast and then they'll come off. And then like, where do my gains go? They didn't have that base built up, those years of training to maintain their gains. So you need to build that natural base, so that way your natural base is there. So when you do come off, and let's say your balls kick back in, they start working, you won't shrivel down to 140 pounds.
So your answer to this question is about fourth week.
I'd say about fourth week.
Okay, and then it says forever.
That's
I don't understand the forever question.
I think he means like when you actually, your balls don't work, or when they don't work for a long time.
Yeah, and cycles normally are anywhere from 10 to 12 to 14 to 16 weeks, depending on your goals, competitions coming up, etc.
Well, funny thing is, Big J only does 2 cycles a year, the first 6 months and the second 6 months. So, okay, for Big J.
That raises a lot of questions, I'm sure.
For Big J, what or who motivates you every morning to do what you do?
My kids first and foremost. I live to be a father, so that's the first and most important job in my life. Secondly, you guys motivate me to have been doing this for so long and not get hardly any kind of monetization for it whatsoever. You know, we don't make a lot of money as YouTubers. We've branded ourselves and branched on and became a name through YouTube and social media, but because I like helping and inspiring and motivating and getting motivation from you guys, it's you guys. And guys like this.
Yeah.
Some of my best friends in the industry.
Yeah,
I've actually met a lot of great people through the industry.
Low carb, no, just kidding. Anyway, for Mark, what I was just saying, I enjoy controlling my carbohydrate intake.
That's right, exactly.
For Mark, what stops you from waking up one morning and just quitting everything? What makes the hustle and grind that you do worth it every day? This from BJ Trevino. Honestly, like, who wants to be average? And I love this shit. Like Jay was saying, this is what I do. Like, when I sold my old company, I was going to take 2 years off. I lasted 2 days. Mm-hmm. This is who I am. I'm a very social person. I like talking to people. Honestly, I like building things. Like, for me, it's not about money. It's not about cars. It's not about this fancy this or fancy that. For me,
I like cars.
I do, but I'm just too cheap to buy them. Mm-hmm. You know, for me, it's about...
I'm too cheap to buy a new pair of socks, but I'll buy a car.
I'll buy shoes. I'm like a chick. For me, it's about building something special and building a legacy.
Sure.
And that's what I've always wanted.
And that's what you guys need to hear from somebody very successful.
I'm not a fan guy either. I'm not like one of those guys who's like, oh my, you'll never see me use the word fan. I always say like subscribers. I hate that word because we're all
supporters.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think I'm above anybody. So it's one of those where, you know, I kind of, I'm not driven by what I think a lot of people are driven by. I'm just driven by the grind. Like the actual grind itself, the journey is what gets me off. It's not the money shot, it's the foreplay that I enjoy.
Yes, well said. Golf clap.
This is from JCH11584. What do you consider a decent squat from a lifter? In my mind, 300 is good, 400 is great, anything over 400 is like an experienced lifter. Would be interested in your perspective.
Very relative in the answer, which we talked about this earlier. You know, if you're 160 pounds and squatting 400, I mean, you're doggone strong. If you're 400 pounds and squatting 450, you're not really that strong to me. I'd much rather see somebody pound for pound be stronger. So it's a relative response. What is your response?
I honestly think whatever's better than your previous lift is a strong lift. Just get better. Compare yourself to yourself. I don't like setting arbitrary numbers. Like my deadlift, and this is someone, and I have big quads.
Thanks for making me feel like a turd, Mark.
No, I mean, I'm not. But like, it depends because my deadlift is in the, you know, I get 700. But my squat, I never go over 315. I only front squat. So to say that there's an arbitrary number that's great, I mean, like Birdman said earlier, you got guys squatting 1,100 pounds. I mean, it's I think Terry squatted 1,100 pounds. After hearing what Terry squatted, I don't even want to train anymore. Mm-hmm. I just want to give up on life and kill myself.
I can't even leg press 1,100 pounds anymore.
No, and nor do you need to. I mean, it's all relative to where you are.
Yes. And your goals, man. I mean, you can't be an office person and never do any kind of sports whatsoever and want to squat 315 pounds.
Genetics, too.
Yeah, man. I mean, are you going to do this for a reason?
Yeah, and frankly, heavyweight kind of hurts a little bit. I'm over that pain thing. He can have it. Sup pusher.
I still like heavyweight.
I love it, man. We've been doing heavyweight all week.
Yeah, we had a great workout today and yesterday. Stay tuned for that video.
Yeah, it's going to be tight. From Sup Pusher. What makes TigerFitness.com different than any other sports nutrition website, and how do they differentiate themselves? Our differentiation is personalized service, and the fact that, I'll ask you this, they're actually good friends of mine, so I say this with the utmost respect as just a positioning point, just an exercise. Big J, who's the CEO of Optimum Nutrition?
I don't know.
Who's the CEO of Bodybuilding.com?
I don't know.
you know who we are. We're transparent. We're out there. You call us. You got Selly, you have Tina, you have Greg answering the phones. We're a family-run company. We are only concerned with shipping transit times. We opened a distribution center in Vegas. We're here. We listen to you. We're there for you. We're transparent. We're not a fat guy in a polo shirt. Not saying those guys are. Hiding behind.
Wearing a polo shirt?
No, hiding behind an oak desk, not getting out there. We get dirty with you. We train with you. And at the end of the day, we're bringing you unique stuff. Dude, we just got out of a meeting today, and we have a new product that's just unique, that we've spent a lot of time and money on. You've tried it. And I mean,
actually delicious.
That's something that we pride ourselves on, is we're different. Now, you can shop anywhere. That's true. We're going to give you competitive prices. We're going to give you very competitive shipping. We have the same ship points as the number one in the industry, who you guys know who it is. It rhymes with ee.om.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, we have 2 ship points now. We listen to you guys, and look, there's a lot of options. Our goal is not to diss our competitors, be like, oh, compare this to this, compare this to this. What I'm going to say is where we differentiate and where we take pride. And our pride is in the fact that we care about your goals, we care about your results. We also have a content site that costs us tens of thousands of dollars a month.
That's free to you guys.
That's free, that has yet to return on investment. YouTube costs us more than we make on it.
Absolutely.
YouTube is there for information, and that's what Big J too. Big J's not, trust me, Big J spends more money on his YouTube channel, his opportunity cost, than he makes from YouTube. It's not freaking, this Google money isn't going to make or break Big J. No. Big J has a daughter getting married, another daughter in college. YouTube money ain't even gonna pay for that friggin' like the
trip there,
the little Jordan almonds you put on the friggin'. I mean, like, so that's what people don't realize. They're like, oh, he's just doing it for money. It's like, well, some of them are. You know, there are a lot of YouTube channels that are doing it for money. And I know this is going beyond the full scope, but trust me, Big J ain't here right now for the money. I mean, Big J's here to give information and help you, and that's why I'm here. I could do. Shit, I don't even have to do videos. At the end of the day, if you look at analytics from YouTube and Google and all that, where our sales come from, if I want to increase sales, I'll just run some PLA, some Google ads. I'll do some other things to increase traffic, and I'll be good to go. But I'd rather do this because, and this is what should be done. So what differentiates us?
And we love this too.
Yeah, the fact that we give it's your channel, give a hoot. I'm trying not to curse.
Right. You're doing good. And also, I just want to add on top of what you said and double that. These people here care. 90% of the people that I just met, I mean, actually, some of them didn't even know me and took the time to stop what they were doing, stand up, come shake my hand. Who is this again? Oh, Big J, really nice to meet you. Thank you so much, etc. Yeah, great group. They're accessible. You can call, text, email, whatever, and you will get an answer back. So really,
quad goals.
Yeah, for sure.
So we have a ton more questions. We're going to answer that. That's going to be on my channel. The Tiger Fitness, pretty simple. But man,
in the description box.
This is great. So if you guys have any other questions, of course, Big J answers them.
Right on. Intensity rules, train hardcore, and
that's not a game.
We'll see you next video.